How's it going, everyone? Welcome to the Stock Talk for November 21st. So we're going to start off today by going through the website, just taking a glance at what's going on right now. So this is smarttradeswithkevin.com, and you can see here in the middle, you can see some sentiment indicators that will update every Friday. That is tomorrow. When you scroll down, you can see the members update for the S&P 500, natural gas, crude oil, and gold. That was released 2 days ago. Still applies today, that analysis. And then a long-term outlook, which is my opinion of the markets going forward in the next few months. The left-hand side, you can see the 2 videos published to YouTube. That will be the latest 2 videos. So check it out if you have not here. This is something that will continuously be updated on a regular basis. All right, so let's take a look at the S&P 500 broad market technical analysis. I did make a poll in the last video that asked, where do you think the ES or SPY will close by the end of the year? So if you wanted to respond and have not responded yet, feel free to put a comment down below. What I'm going to do with all that is I'm going to take all that, put it on the ES chart, and we'll see who comes the closest. I'm always interested to see where the community thinks the market will go. And I've realized something very interesting for people who view my videos. And that is, a lot of you know how to identify price action without even being in our group, which is awesome to see. I've realized that you've submitted a couple of tickers in the past, and those tickers have risen. And sometimes you say, well, market has a potential to correct or pull back. And indeed, it had the potential to pull back in the next few days or the weeks. So it's very interesting. I think the viewers of my videos kind of already know how to identify certain trends without guessing at where the markets could go. So keep that up. I really like that, which makes me even more interested to see where everyone will think will happen by the end of the year. All right, so SPY on the daily time frame shows you that we are moving down a little bit, right? Back towards your light blue line or the 20 period moving average. But this is more of a healthy consolidation pattern rather than an unhealthy consolidation pattern. So what marks a healthy versus unhealthy consolidation pattern? We can see the magnitude or the length of these red candles, right? So when we look at these candles here, they're not as dramatic as we see in these candles here, or even these candles here. As you can see, these candles here, we're essentially stair-stepping slightly on the hourly time frame lower, but what we're doing is consolidating for that next potential push higher. Again, it's all about probabilities. I'm not saying that tomorrow we can't have a big red candle, but it's all about probabilities, and the probability of us holding the 20 period moving average, as we had done here, it doesn't have to touch the 20. You can see we can touch the 20, but we don't have to. The probability of holding a moving average is still higher than not holding the 20 period moving average. So no trouble signs on the daily time frame. When we look at the weekly time frame, we kind of talked about this in the last video. We've had 6 consecutive green weeks, right? And so far we have a candle, and this candle is dynamic until tomorrow, which means that tomorrow it can do whatever. Markets can go up, sideways, or down, right? But regardless, this is not a sign of reversal, at least from what we can see on the weekly time frame. So everything looks solid for broad markets. Let's move on to TVIX, looking at volatility. All right. So TVIX, looking at volatility, we look at the markets. The market was down a little bit, just like yesterday, just like the day prior, just down a little bit. So TVIX up a little bit. Is there any surprise here? No. What's the likely scenario for TVIX or volatility? Probably to the downside, I'd say. So no cause for concern here just right now. So that's pretty much it. I want to tackle one ticker that someone did ask about, and that was Samuel. So by the way, thank you everyone for making a comment. If you enjoyed this video, we are making these videos quick, easy to understand. If you want more analysis, feel free to jump on board into our group. Check out that website. Joe Mar Jomar, Samuel, Long on SD, Garl P, Chuck, Showtime, DRA, Skycatcher, Dawe, and you. Thank you everyone for making those comments on that last video. So Long on SD, SPY usually ramps up end of year. I can see a good 5 to 7% move into January. I'd like to get your take on ticker MRNA. All right, MRNA. Well, that's an interesting name. If you know what mRNA is in genetics, it's involved in transcription, I believe. But anyways, that's an interesting interesting ticker for a biotech stock. All right, so what we can see here is on the technical pattern side of things. Here are your moving averages, 2050. It's above all your moving averages. It's solidly on an uptrend, but you can see we have not consolidated for a while. So biotech stocks, as you know, can be quite volatile, right? In such that even when we're moving up, right, you have to experience these moves lower. That could look frightening at some period of time. So for example, this was an 11% move lower. This was around a 21% move lower, but eventually rallied another, from the support, another 46%. So this is on an uptrend. You have to be prepared in case it comes back towards your moving average. That represents around a 14 to 15% drop to the lowest moving average. But this is on an uptrend. So if this one can get back to its old highs, now that's a totally different question. So whether this can get back to its old highs, that's a big question, right? This will take time, I think. I'd like to see this consolidate, okay? It had a 30% move already so far. So I'd like to see maybe this come up a little bit, but consolidate down a little bit, and then for that next push higher, maybe as you said, towards the end of the year and next year. And I also want to point out, should broad markets look healthy toward going into the end of the year, then biotech stocks will also have a better ability to climb or continue climbing, because biotech has had a good run so far, starting from really last month to this month. But if we want to see more continuation, we need to see broad markets sustain itself. No high velocity sell-offs, I think. All right. That's it. Thank you everyone for watching this video. Leave a like thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Thumbs down if you didn't. And I'll talk to everyone soon. Take care.